are. When you discover who you are, maybe you'll be very, very surprised. And we wanted to keep the attention of the player on that. And this idea of duality has been kept for all the game, even in terms of design. You see that Leah Nichols at the beginning is really ugly, you know, in nurse uniform. And after that, she's going to get her strength and wear a sexy swimming.
This is exactly the same game designers like in Memoriam, so the exact same team?
Not exactly the same. The author was there, but it's another team. It's a shared team basically. Many people worked on. The guy who created Experience 112 is the assistant of Eric Viennot, the author. He's been working with him for something like 8 years now. He leads our own studio, his own studio in south of France, and we decided to trust him to create a game of his own. So it's really a game created by an author. So here, what I wanted to show you previously is that I've got lights, I've got doors, and I've got many things like this. I can take control of a robot, for instance. I can change the temperature of a room. I can access to a phone, to a computer. So I can decide to open a door. If I open the door, she will realize that I give her a sign. So she will, if she sees the door, she will enter the room. Here, I was wanting to show you a typical puzzle of a classical adventure game. I've got to find the right bottle, but there are tons of bottles. There are many, many bottles. So to know which bottle I need, what I'm going to do is to hack the intranet to find a specific file. And most of the game will be finding codes that will give me some part of the intranet. With this file, I'll be able to access a lot of information of the guy who created those bottles, including something that tells me that one bottle reacts at 35 degrees. And here, what I'll be able to do is to use the thermal vision to check out the temperature of all the bottles. And if the room is too cold, I'll be able to put the temperature up and up and up in order to reach the 35 degrees. So this is an example of the intranet and also the kind of thing that you can do with the camera system. So you can have a thermal vision, you can have a night vision, you can have a detection of the movement. Sometimes the cameras are broken, so you see upside down. And sometimes it's blurred because there's a lot of water around. So you can also have some kind of sharpness filter.
Do you know how many different cameras there are in the boat?
I'll be totally honest with you, I don't know how many exactly they are, but basically there is about one camera every something like 10 to 20 meters, so you can't miss her. And the adventure doesn't only take part in the boat. At the beginning of the game you're in a boat, but there are three parts. The first one is in a boat, then you're in you're in the sea, and the last one is in a very wide place, which is totally not this one. So you begin like in a thriller, survival horror, but very fast in the game you get flashbacks telling you that you will discover something really nice and beautiful, refreshing. So you're not always, you know, with dead bodies and a closed environment.
In the sea and in the wide space, there are cameras everywhere as well.
Basically, I don't want to reveal all the scenario, but where you're in the sea, you're in a boat in which there are cameras, and when you're in the open space, you'll be able to. Well, she will be able to carry a camera on the shoulder. In addition to that, basically the idea is that military try to colonize some place. And they decided to put some cameras on those places. So even in the white space, you got cameras, so we'll be able to see a forest, trees, and things like this of a quite special genre.
Is the interface from Experience 112 is it closed? Because in Memoriam you had a lot of fact fictions, you got emails, and you surfed the web and so on. Is there something like this in the game?
No, here it's totally closed. But you've got a fake intranet, for instance. You've got a fake email, but it's within the game. You don't go outside the game. But you've got an intranet, you've got the access to a military database, you've got access to secret files, you've got access to videos, but it's within the game. You don't have to do it outside.
And we don't need to have an internet connection.
I think both of games, like In Memoriam and this game too, seem like a lot of people who don't usually play computer games at all would enjoy them. Like my mom would probably love it, and she doesn't play computer games at all. But the thing is that I think that the marketing for those games is often a big problem, because I know about those games because I follow the news, but people who don't, because they don't think they would be interested in computer games at all, they often have no idea that these things exist. So
that's true. That's why basically what we try to do is to first focus on people who have a computer and who play games, and who play adventure games. And we try to convince them that if they like adventure games, they will love those games. But we do believe that PR is much more important for us than ads. For instance, in the US, for Missing, the PR was, and the way we launched the game was that there's a real serial killer who really did a real game, and it was in the boxes, in the equivalent of Walmart, with evidence. So it looked like a piece of evidence with a plastic bag, and please, the police needs you. It worked very, very, very well, and we had people who never ever bought a game who called us to say, well, I think that I might save a life. which was funny, but they really liked it. And we do believe that one of the problems of the game industry is that we do game for ourselves. We love things, so we try to do the game for ourselves, and we do believe that it's possible to do games that we gamers like, but that non-gamer might like too. And it's really, really, it's hard, but it's what we're trying to do.
Wir befinden uns hier vor dem Raum, in dem sich gerade Tim Schafer befindet, der König des Adventures, der Gott des Point-and-Click, der Master of Disaster, und wir dürfen nicht rein. Gott sei Dank konnten wir Jan aus dem Adventure-Treff-Team einschleusen, und er wird uns gleich hoffentlich berichten, was da drin abgegangen ist, weil Tim Schafer hält hier eine Keynote, und wir hoffen ja immer noch, dass er ein neues Adventure ankündigt, aber wir werden sehen. Durch eine dieser beiden Türen wird hoffentlich gleich Tim Schafer treten. Wenn nicht, haben wir immer noch Jan, der uns dann darüber berichten kann, was da abgegangen ist. Und ja, wir warten jetzt und hoffen. Wir stehen jetzt hier direkt neben der Legende Tim Schafer und werden ihm gleich irgendeine Frage stellen. Was genau, wissen wir noch nicht. Wir werden es auf uns zukommen lassen.
Wir sind super nervös.
Wird Basti seinem Traum einen Schritt näher kommen und Tim Schafer höchst selbst die Hand schütteln? Das zeigen wir euch in der 4. Folge unseres Video-Specials. Außerdem sprechen wir darin mit Armin Burger von Deck 13 über Ankh 3 und wir treffen Bill Tiller, seines Zeichens Grafiker von Monkey Island 3, und interviewen ihn zum erwarteten Projekt A Vampire Story. Schon bald und natürlich wie immer auf adventure-treff.de.